Yeah. It is and it isn't. Really, the way all of us got started in voice acting was somebody that we worked with in some other form of performance recommended us. There's very few people that set out to be voice actors and were. Most of us were actors that kind of fell backwards into this and were like, oh, this is kind of cool. Because when I started doing this, I love this, when I started doing this, I watched anime subtitled. Like, I didn't watch subs at all. I was that, I would never watch it in English, it would never be Japanese. Like, I was that guy. So I tell people, I'm like, that's what you get for being a hater. Like, you end up having to do it, you know, like, but, hang on. Tim's fixes anything,
Tim's is God.
So I was working in a law firm. It's hard to believe. I was a technology instructor and back-end web development for, it's going to sound super technical, litigation support for a law firm. And I was doing that, and I did theater on the side. Like, I like to perform, but I don't have to be in every show, so I would just do a play every once in a while. And Monica Rial and Chris Patton were working for ADB pretty regularly at that point, and they were looking for somebody that sounded young, and they were actually looking for a girl. And Monica's like, why are you going to use a girl? And they're like, well, because you can't get an adult to sound like a little kid. She goes, no. She's like, call his phone number. This is my friend. He works at the law firm. Just listen to his voice. And my audition was not, well, it wasn't really my audition, but the way the people at ADB heard my voice was they called and listened to my voicemail message for my, like, hi, this is Greg, and you reached Vincent and Elkins, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's all I heard. And they're like, oh my God, you sound like a little kid. And so I got a phone call one day. It was Stephen Foster, and I was listening to my, like, tech support message, like, Ayres, I need you to fix my laptop. Ayres, my PowerPoint presentation is blowing up. Ayres, I don't have a network dongle. And then after all these, like, Ayres this, Ayres that, I hear, oh my God, you sound like a little child. And I was like, this better be like a partner. You know, this better be somebody way up in the law firm. And so I just started doing it. But to give you an idea, I auditioned for over a year before I got my first role. That was for Spriggan, and I didn't make it. I was beat out by a 10-year-old boy. Imagine that, for the part of a 9-year-old boy. So, but I auditioned for Gasaraki, I auditioned for Orphan, I auditioned for a lot of things, and they kept saying, we're waiting to find the right place to put you. And my first role was in Steel Angel Kurumi, and I had 2 roles actually. I played a little brat that dares, you know, Nakahito to go downstairs and touch the dead body, which is really a robot. But then later, and I won't spoil it for anybody, but I've come back as a very yaoi-ish character, but end up sharing that role with Claudia Black from Farscape. And you can figure out what happens that me and a lady from Australia share a role together. And the funny thing is, I didn't think we sounded anything alike. I'm like, the lady from the movie Pitch Black? And they're like, yeah, y'all sound just alike. And I'm like, no, we don't. And when I heard her on screen, I was like, oh my God, that's a female me. Like, she had the same rasping voice. Like, it's really amazing. So I hope I get to meet her at some point. Like, I only saw her once in the studio, and that was it. But she's very short, though. Extremely short. But brilliant. And then I just, after that, like, my next role was Sangoku and Sayuki, and then boom, 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 boom. Like, after Sayuki, it was just, I was doing like 4 and 5 shows at a time. So, but that's how I got started. It was just kind of an accident. I was just checking my voicemail, that was it. Like, hoping I didn't have to fix a computer. Yeah, in the back.
What was your favorite episode of Oron to record?
The one where you find out about the twins' past, definitely. Because one, like, as an actor, you want good dialogue. Like, you don't want, what the, you know, like, you want something that explains it. And, because I was the narrator of that episode 1, it was brilliant to record because I didn't have any lip laps to match. I was just like telling a story, you know. When Hikaru and I, da-da-da-da-da-da, that's all I had to do is just tell a story. But you also realize that, like, whatever yaoi overtones that, like, people like to put on that show, you realize that they're 2 kids that don't have anybody but each other. And they've always only had each other. When you find out about the maid stealing from them, I just wanted to strangle her. Like, I really did. But that's, I think, when they learned how to be so super mischievous. They're like, all right, we'll play a game with you. Like, here you go. Like, you're going to steal from my mom and dad? Here we go. But I like that because I don't mind being comic relief and being the secondary role, provided it's a good character, and that's where you find out they really had some substance. So, yeah, that's my favorite episode. How are we doing on time?